And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 811. Today is Wednesday, October 6th, 2021. I'm King, here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday at 10-ish. Today is definitely one of those 10-ish days, but today's top stories: America's fifth largest bank launches crypto custody service. Gensler confirms SEC won't ban crypto, but Congress could. Billionaire Ken Griffin slams crypto as jihadist call against the greenback. Mr. Wonderful's crypto allocation is now larger than his gold holdings. And last but not least, Visa's universal payments channel could be huge for Bitcoin and Ethereum. But first and foremost, I want to give a quick shout out to today's show sponsor. Of course, Vantage.com is sponsoring today's show. And we'll also be using articles from their website for the next few weeks to kind of illustrate some of the things they have going over there, what they're talking about. But again, you can check them out at cryptovantage.com, learn all about wallets exchanging, buying different coins, the best ofs according to them, as well as NFTs and news here. So again, that's cryptovantage.com. Thanks again for being today's show sponsor. All right, before we get into it, let's go ahead and check out those prices of the day. That is right. Today's cryptocurrency prices by market cap. As you can see, Bitcoin's coming in hot at number one, up $53,973, or excuse me, $54,000 that quick, up 7.59%, up 28% on the week. Ethereum's at $3,555, up 2.72%, up 21% on the week. Binance is at $435, down 1.18%, up 17.36% on the week. Cardano is at number 4 at $2.21, down 0.64%. Let's see, Ripple is at $1.07, down 0.32%. Solana is at $157, down 6.11%. And the number 10, we got Polkadot that slid right back in. Of course, we know Polkadot, Terra, and Uniswap have been swapping each other out, but Polkadot's at number 10 at $31.13, down 0.80%. So again, green market, very bullish sentiments. And of course, we're going to jump into why today. Really quick, want to give some quick shout outs right now. What's going on? Our project experience. Isaac Walter Hurd, what's going on in the house? Wendy Nichols, Kadeem K, Selfish Good. Y'all got that? Did we catch that Sheeb pump? I'm not even listening to a Shiba pump because when it first was released, I guess its all-time high went so parabolic. Technically, there isn't a pump until we retest that all-time high, which I'm sure if I look at the price, we probably have not. So I'm not paying attention to a Shiba or a Leash pump until it reaches those all-time highs again, which I'm fairly certain it didn't happen last night. Starting point was going on. Rendo like Denzel. Hope you margin traders hit that lick. Listen, I almost went to the margin side of the house last night. I didn't. I'm not upset. Because I could have very easily lost it. But yeah, if you were margin trading this past 4 or 5 days, you should be up a lot. I was going on Robert, Kelly, Sumo Viv, Damon King, Scott, PP, and what's going on. Yeah, so everybody who asks about the hoodies, again, we leave everything in the show descriptions. This one's from Minho Donahue, one of our in-house warriors from the UK. So if you look at the show description, you should be able to see the hoodies for check yesterday's show, not today's. Today's hasn't been uploaded yet. All right, top story of the day. Already mentioned it, but definitely got to get into this. America's bank, U.S. bank, is in the news. One of the reasons why Bitcoin may be pumping as well. America's fifth largest bank launches crypto custody service. It's being reported U.S. bank is now providing custody service for Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash. I'm not sure why they're doing that, and Litecoin, according to a company executive. That is right. Mainstream adoption, this is what it looks like. It is a total 360. The reason why we got away from the banks and Bitcoin was created is so that we could bank ourselves. We could be our own bank. Yet and still, we find ourselves back at the very beginning of where this road ended. So U.S. Bank, the fifth largest retail bank in the United States, announced Tuesday that it is launching a crypto custody service for institutional investors. That's right, none of you broke boys out there, potentially setting the stage for wider mainstream acceptance of digital assets. So first and foremost, this is something we have to push back against. Like, when is cryptocurrency only for institutional investors? For those who don't know what that means, it's like with institutional investor, you have at least $1 million net worth, or I believe you make about $220,000 per year. I think it's like one or the two. But by and large, institutional investors are a small percentage of the American population. So I am not sure. Well, I will say I do know why banks are, for the most part, only catering to institutional investors. Essentially, Congress, the SEC and CFTC, all these other agencies, they're making it illegal for big companies or companies in general to market toward retail investors when it comes to cryptocurrency. That's why you haven't seen a Bitcoin ETF, because that's directed toward retail investment. So it's unfair on the regulatory side of things. It's unfair on the private side of things as these institutions and banks open it up. But essentially, they are trying to keep you, broke boy and girl retail investors, out. Only institutional investors are allowed to play in this game, and that is what we call a barrier to entry, which is why, again, we are getting away from the laws, the rules and regulations, and the private companies that are trying to hop on board Bitcoin and cryptocurrency right now. Not the ninth inning, but it's especially, seriously in the third or fourth inning. The game's been going on now, and they're trying to join in and saying, this ain't for poor people, it's only for rich people. When we know anyone can have a cryptocurrency wallet. You don't need a bank to hold it for custody. But CNBC is reporting that U.S. Bank has partnered with New York Digital Investment Group, NYDIG, to provide custody services for Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin. Gunjan Kedia, a senior executive at U.S. Bank's Wealth Management and Investment Division, told CNBC that support for other cryptocurrencies like Ether will be rolled out over time. Now, the reason why I laughed as I was saying the story is because, again, I'm definitely going to point out this corruption and this conflict of interest. If you've been listening to it, you should know who New York Digital Investment Group, or NYDIG, is by now. NYDIG is a private company, it's a private group that hired the regulator who created the bit license, Ben, whatever his name is. I call him the rat face. He definitely has a rat face. But they hired him after he created the New York bit license, which essentially kept out all Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies out of New York. The only way you can operate in New York as far as Bitcoin and cryptocurrency goes is if you have a bit license. This regulator, Ben, he created a bit license, and right after he created it, he resigned. He turned it in. He said, I don't want to be a regulator anymore. He started a private company, a consulting firm that taught private companies how to obtain a bit license. Then he was hired by NYDIG, who in turn received their bit license shortly after they hired the creator who created it. So they hired the regulator who created the bit license after he quit, after he created it. Then they were magically awarded a bit license. Again, only 13 or 14 of these things in the entire state of New York has been given out so far. And when I say given out, I mean given out. They haven't been awarded. They've been given out to the friends of the family. So NYDIG was able to get this bit license from a regulator who quit his job and went to go work for them, I'm assuming for a high rate of money. However, then the government says we're not allowed to do anything with retail investors out there when it comes to cryptocurrency, unless you're NYDIG. Now you can partner up with banks and allow institutional investors to custody their crypto with you all. Like, the play has been out for so long. I can't believe this type of corruption is happening right in front of our face. And I say it's corrupt because in 2016, try to custody other people's crypto. I mean, right now in 2021, we're not even allowed, I'm not even allowed to send people Bitcoin if they pay me cash or vice versa. That's a money transmitter. They're trying to turn you into a bank just by using Bitcoin for the reason it was meant to be used, and that was peer-to-peer transactions. Bitcoin was created so that anyone on the planet who has cash can walk up to another human who has Bitcoin and say, here's my cash, or here's my gold, or here's my seashells, or here's my book, or here's my music, or here's my whatever I have of value for my Bitcoin that I want back. Well, the United States is now saying that's illegal as well, when literally it's technology. It came about the blue, and out the blue, they're saying it's illegal. That is, unless you're along the likes of NYDIG or the US Bank, basically anybody that's already in the gang and playing by the gang rules. So again, crazy to see. It's 2021, corruption's at an all-time high. And except this time it's happening right in front of our face. But the good thing about all of this is that now that banks will be custodying crypto, the overwhelming majority will go toward the bank and actually buy Bitcoin and use them for custody. They won't do it on their own, unfortunately. However, there's still a base hit because even though they're not buying it, someone has to buy it. So even if it's the banks buying up all the Bitcoin and crypto and keeping themselves alive and in the rat race for the next 100 years, and unfortunately, retail and institutional investors will both lose at the end of the day. right now at the beginning of the day, it looks good for Bitcoin because, again, you have this institutional investment and this institutional legitimacy everybody's been looking for now entering the space by the way of US Bank, of course, through NYDIG. So I would say it gets a kind of a hand clap because, again, this is a base hit. I guess I'm happy to see banks take it. But again, this is what mass adoption looks like. So it's one of those things where, like, you have a favorite musician, a favorite underground artist you've been listening to for years, right? You know this artist as far as their music. You know what type of music they put out. You know what they're used to, what type of beats they use. And then all of a sudden they go mainstream. They start wearing dresses. They're doing something totally 180 that you didn't see happen. You're like, wait. This isn't the artist I fell in love with. What's going on right here? And they're like, this is what mainstream adoption looks like. You wanted me to be wealthy. You wanted the world to know me. Maybe you got to play a game or check a box. I don't know, but it's what mainstream adoption looks like. Kenzie, Crypto Culture, thank you for the tip. Said, what's good, gents, paying that like tax. Whenever Kenzie pays that tip, that means he just made a bag. So I'm assuming you caught some of this crypto pump that's happening right now. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Thumb in the face said, pump those likes. Only the realest stay, says, good luck banning wallets. You already know it. Ali Pio said, anyone suggest any alts to invest in that might follow this Bitcoin pump next? Ooh, that would be good. Selfish God, what do I think about government banning decentralized wallets? This could be a problem when mass adoption happens. Yeah, as only the realest stay said, good luck banning wallets. I mean, literally, as I'm talking to you all, I could go on my phone and create like 10 to 20 wallets before this show is over. Like, literally, on different platforms. All you got to do is just create a wallet. Like, I'm not sure how many wallets you created, but like they literally take 3 minutes tops, if that. And by the way, I can't even talk about now. There's new products and wallets coming out that are going to be game changers. So I don't think they can ban wallets. I don't understand how they could possibly do it. Now, what they could do is ban people from using their own personal or decentralized wallets. And I don't even like the fact that you said decentralized wallets. We'll just call it centralized wallets for the centralized wallets. We're not going to call wallets decentralized. That's what they are already. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I mean by the narrative and the buzzwords. Like, we're not going to create new buzzwords and narratives for things we already have just because the government wants to recreate something. I saw the other day, Facebook, one of the Facebook marketing managers or whatever was getting grilled by, I think, the Senate or Congress or whatever about what a Finsta was. Of course, if you don't know, Finsta is slang for a fake Instagram account. However, a Finsta could be a fake any account. You can have a Finsta LinkedIn account. I don't know who would want one, but whatever. Maybe you want to spy on that vice president and figure out some of his likes and dislikes without he or she knowing that you looked at you use your own profile to do it. A Finsta is a fake account on any social media platform. I literally saw a senator or a congressman, I don't know which one it was, grilling a Facebook executive about what are they doing to stop Finsta accounts from being created, or why did they allow Finsta accounts to begin with? Like, they were grilling Facebook about Finsta accounts and what they're not doing to stop it. And the Facebook lady, again, this is where the bullshit has to stop at. She's meeting with Congress and the senator, and I get it. You do want to be kind of polite to a certain degree, but also, why does being rude to Senate and Congress would affect your business? That makes no sense. That's too much subjectivity. Just because you're being mean to a congressman or a senator or a congresswoman or a senator or whatever, all of a sudden they have the right of way or the right passage to start fucking with your business. No, that's not how it works, at least not in an uncorrupt society. So I would say she walked on eggshells too much, but she politely kept trying to explain to the senator or congressman what a fake Instagram or a Finsta account was. They weren't really trying to hear it. And instead of her really telling them what it was and that everybody, like anyone could have a Finsta, she basically just folded it up. Was like, okay, like Senator Congressman, I'll get back to you more information. She should have stood her ground and be like, you idiot. You don't understand the concept of anyone creating a fake profile on a social media site. That's your fault. Your old ass needs to catch up, not me need to sit here and explain it to you what it is. So I feel the same way with these buzzwords. We're not changing buzzwords because a bunch of old people in Congress and Senate are saying, well, this is what a hosted wallet is. This is what an unhosted wallet is. This is essentially like, no, they don't get to create the words 12 to 13 years into a project. That's ridiculous. Like, what about coming to your kid when they're 12 years old and like, I know you've been calling her mommy and him daddy, but nah, this is the way we're gonna do it now. No, fuck no. You're not gonna tell my kids what words to use all of a sudden, especially when it doesn't make sense. To me, this is the same thing. I'm not even like, I don't pay attention to these. I hate seeing it. And this is what I mean also. Like that comment, no offense, but that comment is what I mean by they won't need to ban wallets. They'll just ban you from using them. They'll come out one day, Congress will come out, SEC, United States government, police, someone will come out and say, hey, if you're using a wallet that isn't connected to an exchange, it's illegal. And there will be a flood of people who, oh, if you're not using your wallet on an exchange, it's illegal. Like the Ned Flanders of the population will start popping up and they'll ask, what do you think was going to happen with the government? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, that's what I think. The technology works. You don't have to ask the government for the technology. So at this point, knowing this information, the tech works. You don't have to ask for permission. If you start asking for permission, it's your fault. I don't care what happens next. I don't care how much you get taxed. I don't care if they flip your business upside down. I don't care because I am telling you, it doesn't matter. People still keep going back to, but they keep saying this, that, or the other. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I used to fight bullies back. I don't know. If you get your lunch money took in 5th grade, you probably gonna get your lunch money took at 50 years old. Like, it's not gonna stop. If you got your lunch money took before, you're probably gonna keep getting it took. So I don't know to tell people who get their lunch money took. Fight back, gang up. I don't know. All right. Next story. Gensler confirms SEC won't ban crypto, but Congress could. Really quick, crypto culture. Thanks for the second tip. Say, I'm gonna be one of them. Quote, I told you to buy this coin, peoples. It said OM, LOL, OHM. I guess that's the tip of the day. All right, Representative Patrick McHenry believes Gary Gensler's SEC has disregarded standard practice when going after crypto people. This is what we want to see. This is what's going to drive the price up. Essentially, they're trying to actually drive the price down with this news, but it's not working. It's driving it up. But the lines have been drawn. That's what I'm saying. Right now, the SEC and Congress are fighting now. Can you believe that, people? They're trying to tax you. They're trying to tell you what an ICO is or isn't, or you can do. They're trying to tell you what that hosted or unhosted wallet, or what ways you can buy, sell, and trade crypto. I mean, essentially through centralized sources, but not peer-to-peer. They're trying to tell you everything. At the same time, they're fighting each other. That is right. If you remember, Gary Gensler, head of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, confirmed that his agency did not have the authority or intention to ban cryptocurrency. Now, after he made those comments last week, we started to see the price shoot up. It looks like they're trying to do some price control this week as responding to questions during a House Committee on Financial Services hearing on Tuesday. Gensler emphasized that prohibiting crypto does not fall within the SEC's mandate, stating that would be up to Congress. So again, we talked about this. He's trying to push it on to Congress. However, Congress is coming back saying, hey, we never publicly talk about decisions and rules. Like, Congress is basically coming back to the SEC, specifically Gary Gensler, saying, yo, this ain't gang what you're doing right now. Like, why are you talking about gang strategy, the gang brain, to regular paltry citizens and humans of the world? They don't need to know our private business. We're a private government. These are public civilians. They're not supposed to know this, according to the Congress again. But again, this is Representative Patrick McHenry. He took aim at the actions and stance taken by the SEC regarding digital assets under Gensler's leadership during the hearing, accusing the SEC head of failing to act in accordance with the agency's, quote, long-held practice of noticing comment on rulemaking and procedures. Quote, Representative Patrick McHenry saying, some of those comments you made have raised questions in the marketplace and made things less than clear. You made seemingly off-the-cuff remarks that move markets. You've disregarded rulemaking by putting a statement out without due process, and you've essentially run roughshod over American investors. First and foremost, I say no. Hand clap to Gary Gensler, aka Mr. Burns, for letting them nuts drop. No, you should come out and do everything that they're saying that you're not doing right. If telling the American people you all are coming, this is Gary Gensler. You got the gentleman in crypto coming at me every day, calling me Mr. Burns, and saying I'm not doing my job as an SEC person because we can't regulate traditional markets, yet we're being pushed to regulate crypto markets. Something what it sounds like the SEC and CFTC don't necessarily want to do. Now, of course, I told you about this military. You're always ready. If you get the order, you move forward. So I'm sure the SEC chair, commissioner, CFTC folks, I'm sure if they get the order, hey, we regulating crypto, this is the way we're going to do it. they are ready to move forward without question. However, they never received that order, it seems like, at least not legitimately. They never received a legitimate order from Congress. This is the way we're going to go about crypto. I already pointed out, I think they've been getting phone calls by a few billionaires and a few big companies, which has made them move, because some of the moves they make, which hurts retail investors and hurts the masses in crypto, is like, who's telling you to do this type of stuff? And finally, they push back saying, no, what, you're right. We aren't being told by the American people. We're not being told by Congress to make these moves. We're being told by a handful of very wealthy private individuals or private businesses what to do. And we're doing it, or we were doing it, because that's the direction we were getting until we just recently stopped. So I should give a shout out to Gary Gensler for stopping the nonsense. He's like, yo, we're doing too much. We're moving in different directions. We're playing whack-a-mole, because first we were going to go after Bitcoin. We realized we can't do that. Now we're trying to go after crypto. That's an entire market. Then we said DeFi. Now we got NFTs popping up. We talking about play to earn video games. Like, they understand they won't be able to stop it. So shout out to Gary Gensler for putting the onus back on who it should be on, Congress. And now Congress is actually getting mad at him for being public about it. No, this is what it should look like. Gary Gensler and the SEC should not go after crypto companies until they receive further guidance from Congress, the people who we vote on to have these positions. It's like, I can't believe I'm saying this. And it's hilarious. And that shows you how big of a gang it actually is, that a congressperson would come out publicly and be like, you disregarded rulemaking by putting a statement out without due process. Like, you're moving these marketplaces. Well, you know what? Even if he didn't put the statement out, the marketplace has been moving for the last 12 years. So somebody needs to say something. And shout out to Gary Gensler from the SEC for being the person to finally stand up and stopping the nonsense and saying something. And shame on Representative Patrick McHenry. I'm not sure what state he's out of, but shame on him for being upset for him making these remarks. Like, don't be mad for him making off-the-cuff remarks. Go to work as a Congress and give him clear guidance in the next 5 to 7 days. Like, why is that so hard to do? Oh, I remember why. That's because retail investors will start making money. You don't want that to happen. You don't want them little broke boys and girls to start making money and not going back to work. No, we can't have that. But again, McHenry also cited comments made by Gensler to the committee in 2019 while he was teaching at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, in which he criticized past rulings from the SEC classifying Bitcoin and Ether as commodities. Again, they essentially, whenever Gensler makes any type of pro-crypto stance, Congress is going after him. It looks like McHenry is going to be the top dog to do it. He's the pit bull of Congress right now, and he's going after anyone who's pushing back against Congress's stance in cryptocurrency, even though we have no clue what their actual stance is. So again, McHenry proposed the Clarity for Digital Tokens Act of 2021, which draws heavily on the safe harbor proposal. Again, more laws, bills. I'm not with any of it. I don't need to go into detail. I said self-regulation is the best regulation, at least as this market continues to mature. I don't think we need a Clarity for Digital Tokens Act or safe harbor proposal. I mean, if you want to do an act, it should be like 2 or 3 lines. It should be Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, 12 years old. It's treated like a real citizen and not put no real laws on it until it's 18 at least. Like, can we get another 6 years to grow? What are you doing right now? But again, more about this article. Everyone's evading each other's answers, as you can see. Everyone's evading proposals. No one's working together. Lines have been drawn. And as this actually says here, McHenry pressed Gensler on whether he had taken the time to review Pierce's proposal. Gensler evaded answering whether he had reviewed Pierce's proposal, specifically saying, Commissioner Pierce and I have talked on her thoughts around a potential safe harbor. I think that the challenge for the American public is that if we don't oversee this and bring in investor protection, people are going to get hurt. Here we go, that protection. Whenever they want to protect you and stop you from getting hurt, we get hurt worse. So again, no one can protect you, especially not our government that is so much in debt that we have to raise our debt ceiling again for the umpteenth time. Those aren't the humans to protect you. They can't protect our country. People, we're in debt by a lot of money. They can't protect us. You have to do it yourself. And the best way to do that is to get into all these things that they keep talking about. Notice they've been having these conversations for years now. And the price is at $54,000. How long will they talk? How high will the price go before they're done with their conversations and they give you the okay to follow the law and to do things as you're told to do, like good little boys and girls? Like, how long would it really be? So, of course, I'm pushing back against all this because it literally makes zero sense. But it is what it is. This is what mass adoption looks like. DC from LA, thank you for the tip. Said, look forward to seeing y'all boys tonight. Appreciate you. Yeah, yes, for sure. I'm assuming that is for the I can't even think of the name of it right now. I'm assuming that's for the crypto meetup tonight here in LA. I believe it's going to be, I'm trying to stop sharing my screen so I can find exactly where it's at. I think it's going to be in South Central tonight. Let me see, the crypto mixer tonight. Yes, it's going to be down in Inglewood. So if you can make, actually, that's a lie. That's not tonight. That's a different one for next week. Shout out to Crypto Blockchain Plug. Next week on the 14th, they're having a mixer in Inglewood. Tonight is Buy Back the Block, which will be down in Crenshaw tonight. So if you're in Crenshaw tonight, you can come check us out for Buy Back the Block. And next week, if you're down in Inglewood, I'm going to be trying to hit up that crypto mixer as well. All right. Yeah, so I want to give a shout out to Hassan Kotlish. Thank you for the tip. Good morning, guys. Have you checked out Spell? Great product. I've been killing it lately. Nothing like magic internet money. I haven't checked out Spell. I got to check that out for sure. A lot of new projects in the space. I won't lie to you. I am still trying to keep up with every new one that pops up every day, but I'll make sure to check out Spell Crypto. All right, it's been a long time, but we actually have a Dino today, if you can believe it or not, people. It's been so long, but billionaire Ken Griffin, I'm assuming he's mad because he's not the real Ken Griffin. You know what's up. Slams crypto as jihadist call against the greenback. That is right. Hedge fund manager Ken Griffin singled out crypto as a threat to the US dollar and stated, I wish all this passion and energy that went to crypto was directed toward making the United States stronger. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Hedge fund manager Ken Griffin. Like, oh, you're about to get a loud Dino roar today. First of all, I don't know this person. I didn't look up their history. I don't care. I don't like, if you ask anyone, I don't keep up with other humans that much. I got too much going on myself. But I will say is I would love to know his history because I will, off the bat, hard to believe he was military because whenever, I mean, if there was someone who served in the military and then became a billionaire, that's usually news you always hear about. It's one of those things they try to have you come talk to the students. They try to have you come talk to the military type of deal. And I point that out because he's talking about making the United States stronger. What the fuck have you done to make the United States stronger? You're a billionaire, bro. Like you're a billionaire with a B. Like don't talk to regular humans about making the United States stronger. Don't talk to people who work 9 to 5s, working the shit jobs in the US about making the US stronger, when essentially all you're talking about is money. Again, you're a billionaire. You're a billionaire talking about money and why we're not focused on the right kind of money to make the United States stronger. Like really, like that would come out of a billionaire's mouth. So you're definitely gonna get a Dino already for being so out of touch. But then let's talk about making the United States stronger from a cryptocurrency and Bitcoin perspective. It actually does, which is why we're pushing for it, idiot. Bitcoin, which is super transparent, will work wonders with the government. All this money we keep losing, all this money unaccounted for, all these audits. I was in the military in 2013 when we had to do an entire audit of the entire military. Every Navy, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard, who am I forgetting? The Marines, pardon me. Oh yeah, you know I'm with y'all. We had to do an audit for every service, every department, top down. Everyone had to do it. Missing equipment, money loss, everyone had to do it in 2013 as part of sequestration and furloughs under President Obama. You see that, folks? Off the top of my head, I had to think about this stuff. This is real life. With Bitcoin, we wouldn't have to do those audits. The audit would have been as simple as going online, clicking on a transaction, and following and tracing all the money from it. It's that simple. But no, instead, we're using man hours from the military to go through fucking hallway closets to find old camera lens and whatever else that may be unaccounted for. With Bitcoin, you skip the accounting step. It's already made for you. It's already there. It works. So again, making the United States stronger. Let's have everybody in Congress and the Senate, everyone with a public position who get, anyone who gets taxpayer money, police, fire people, teachers, anyone who's getting taxpayer money should be paid in Bitcoin. They should have to keep it in Bitcoin. Boom, the United States is already stronger. But I'm sure I know what he means. He means, how could you make the United States stronger and still allow me to hide my money and do all the other corrupt, dirty shit that I probably do? Let's be honest. Ken Griffin is actually mad because his name isn't Ken Griffey. He's mad that the only thing he's slamming is crypto advocates and not home runs out the park. All right, that's the real reason why this guy is salty. But we're talking about hedge fund billionaire Ken Griffin and former United States President Trump. I'm not sure why they put him in here, but mentioned that they both slam digital currencies as a threat to US dollar. Every president's going to slam digital currencies until it's like not the cool thing to do. So, but Griffin, the founder of the $38 billion hedge fund, listen to this. This dude got 38 B's up under him talking about making America stronger. Again, I would love to actually research this person if I cared enough about him. How much of that $38 billion have went back to community? What programs have you done? What did you do during the protests last year? Like, what did you do during immigration issues this year? Like, what are you doing besides managing money, talking about making America better? Like, what? Get the fuck out of it. This is that virtual signaling, people. And you are idiots if you listen to these type of people, because that's all they're doing. They are literally virtual signaling to you. But Griffin, the founder of this $38 billion hedge fund, like, you can't make this up. I wish people would put more energy into America. Okay, bro. Most people have to put their energy into providing for their family, especially during COVID. So unlike people like you with $38 billion, everyone doesn't have the leisure time to think about making the country great. Sometimes people have to figure out how to improve their lives or their own family's lives. I know it's crazy, but the working class is a real thing. But this guy told the Economic Club of Chicago on Monday that crypto is, quote, a jihadist call that we don't believe in the dollar. Like, he really went that far. He went as far as to insult a religion that covers 25% of the Earth's population. Crazy, right? He expressed his dismay over the younger generation working on dollar alternatives in the crypto sector. What? Listen to this guy. What a crazy concept this is, that we as a country embrace so many bright, young, talented people to come up with a replacement for our reserve currency. Yes, because it doesn't fucking work. We're not in love with the dollar. You're right. And does it mean we might slip up on national security on the front end? Yes, but that's why we have missiles in the military that nobody fucking with. All right, like, what is this guy talking about? Like, I put me at a conference with one of these people. I'm telling you, I'm gonna light them up live on stage in front of everybody with no mercy, because this is ridiculous. You're talking about, we have these bright, young, talented people trying to come up with a replacement for our reserve currency. Ask yourself why that is. You're talking about printing $3.5 trillion. If tomorrow, not even trillion, if tomorrow I said we'll have another 3.5 billion Bitcoin, the price would instantly drop, and some people would call the project dead. Yet you want us to believe and back the dollar when you guys are printing $3.5 trillion, and we're in debt, and we've been in debt, and we have foreign powers buying up land in our country. No, what a crazy concept it is to try something different and to help everyone. That way, one person doesn't have $38 billion and someone else doesn't have nothing. It's a crazy concept. But again, he goes on saying, I wish all this passion and energy that went to crypto was directed toward making the United States stronger, which I've already rebutted that, yes, we are making the United States stronger by having a stronger crypto environment. Griffin, however, doesn't seem opposed to making money out of crypto in the future. Of course, when it comes to making money, he's all about it. He said that Citadel is yet to follow the plunge of other hedge funds and traditional financial institutions into crypto because of the lack of regulatory certainty. People, this is one of those 10 people that keep calling up Gary Gensler. And the reason why he came out publicly, like, you know what, this is for Congress to figure out, not the SEC. He is one of them. He is one of them. This is what I'm telling you. He has $38 billion. He has lobbyists on the phone. He has regulators on the phone. You already see his stance. Hey, if it's anti-dollar, I ain't with it. I'm sure he got the tap on the shoulder. He working with the gang. But this is the part that troubles me. And this is the issue with the sector right now. You have all of these professionals coming from other industries trying to mitigate risk. And the best way for them to mitigate risk is to call mommy and daddy up and say, hey, they don't play fair over there. It's a 24/7 market. I'm late to the party. I'm not trying to read up on it and catch up, because there is no catching up in this market for the most part. For the people, it's the reason why there's crypto OGs from 2013 and 2012 that have this moniker that people look up to for guidance, because you can't make up for lost time in this space. Either you was there, you did it, you remember these platforms, you played around with these protocols, or you didn't. And if you didn't, then you will be behind. There will be a curve. So instead of them putting his money toward learning about all this, he calls up regulators. Lack of regulatory certainty. People, if you wanted to join a new market and all your friends are joining this market making a shit ton of money, but you were too scared to join the market and you wanted to mitigate risk, but you knew the referees, you knew the people who put on the sport, the club. What do you call them if you have access to them? $38 billion gets you access to these people. I am pretty much guaranteeing you he is one of the people who keeps calling the SEC, the CFTC, and the congressmen, the regulators and senators saying, there isn't no regulations. We need more regulations. Where in reality, we don't need regulations. He's just scared to lose some of that $38 billion he already has, which is crazy because people are entering the market with way less money. I mean, there's people entering the market with $50 making it flip or losing it all. Regardless, no one's crying to regulators to mitigate risks. The protocol are the protocols, the smart contracts are the smart contracts. Learn to use them or don't. But these are the people that are pissing me off. This is the people who's calling Gary Gensler probably on speed dial. And again, this guy, well, look at this, what he just said here. I mean, he's proving my point. Doing so, I guess talking about essentially regulating the markets, doing so will make it a smaller market because it'll become a far more competitive market when there's regulatory clarity, Griffin said, and that would be good. A small market, less people involved who are frankly just trying to make a quick buck. Again, people, all right, a smaller market is not good because if you're in a, let's say we do a smaller market, we have a smaller market. Do you want to be in a smaller market where your competition is now a $38 billion billionaire? No. All right. Of course, to him, that's me. That's why it would be good. And then he said, "Oh, make it far more competitive when there's regulatory clarity." It will, and that's why it's also bad. When you say far more competitive, this is what he means: Coinbase, regulatory clarity. In order to be the next Coinbase, you need to have at least $300,000, $400,000 up front for licenses that comes with it. That is not good. That does make it more competitive. It is competitive because now you can't catch Coinbase. And that's what this guy wants to do too. Griffin wants to make it so competitive that unless you have a couple $1 billion already, you don't stand a chance. And to him, that will be good. A small market, less people involved, and a competitive market all bodes well for billionaires or for people already with a lot of money. He is literally telling you what he's trying to do to the market. It is not, he has nothing, as he said, has been, oh, we're retail investors or the unbanked, you know, the principles that Bitcoin is created for, the unbanked people of the world, people who don't have a chance to transact in the banking industry. He's not mentioning none of that. He's just talking about making more money and making it more competitive and less strict. So again, these are the people who are calling Gary Gensler. And for this guy, again, what is his name? I'm gonna bring it up one more time. Billionaire Ken Griffin, for you, my boy, you are getting that loud roar. He's like, why, oh, why, oh, why? Why, oh, why, oh, why? Let's go ahead and look at some of these comments. BK Born Bedside Ray said, tell him why you mad, King. Look, y'all don't even know. Like, I'm trying to be cool because I don't want to be caught on camera saying it. I'm going to catch one of them slipping out. That's all I'm going to tell you. The molasses and feathers are coming. I'm going to catch one of them slipping. It's going to be at some conference, some nice 5-star restaurant. They didn't think they was going to see me. I'll be blowing it down in there too. It's going to be something like that. I'm like, oh, you the regulator so-and-so. Oh, you the billionaire so-and-so. Oh, you the so-and-so, right? Bet that. We about to have out this issue right now on site. That's what it means. Selfish God said, for the average person, it's about to get expensive to accumulate. I just convinced my coworkers to buy, but they started to accumulate. Man-made sound said use of jihadist comment is some 2000s neoliberal political BS. He should. Is that, you said you use jihadists. Like, what are you? You use jihadists. Like, what? Like, I can't believe you literally use that as a metaphor. Use a metaphor of extremist religious group that some say even use suicide, you know, bombings to get their point across. You use that to describe the bright young people of America who just don't want to get over to the US dollar. I mean, come on, this is crazy. This is crazy. Power of Knife 45. What are my thoughts on Lord Mayor William Russell on crypto? I don't even know who that is. I just told you I don't be knowing people, so I don't know who Lord Mayor William. Like, I don't know these people. Craig Davison. Old school patriotism propaganda will not work on this generation. We've seen too much hypocrisy from these people to just accept their patriotic chit chat. And that's my point. Like, for one, if you talking about patriotism and you didn't if you didn't serve, you weren't a teacher, medical, like Red Cross or something, like if you didn't do at least 2 years of giving back to this country in some form, I'm not trying to hear shit about patriotism, period. If you didn't give back to this country, that patriotism talk needs to stop at your front door. Like, hell no. Hey, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. You know what? I wasn't gung-ho about going to the military, but I knew the importance of checking that box and doing something for this country while I still had a time at a young age. I understood that importance. So when you're talking about patriotism, like, I don't want to hear a billionaire with 38 B's his name tell me about what being patriotic means. And essentially the conversation is all about money. Like, patriotism doesn't begin and end with the US dollar. It begins and ends with your neighbor. Oh, mind blown. It begins with the civilians and citizens right next to you. All right, that's enough of that guy. Let's talk about Mr. Wonderful next. Got to put him on Front Street too. You know what? I'm throwing some shots at Mr. Wonderful. Again, one of my favorite people in Shark Tank is Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary. I do want to put that out. I'm about to hit him with that Stephen A. Smith. This brother right here is a good brother. You know, I haven't had a chance to meet him personally. I like him a lot. He says some good things. His investment strategy, his business acumen. I mean, he does things right all the time. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary, who stated that crypto for the first time is more than gold for me, and doesn't see a situation where crypto goes away as a result of regulation. Well, Mr. Wonderful, it only took you 11 to 12 years, but you know what? Thank you for coming on down to this side of the aisle. Mr. Wonderful, folks, Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary, for the first time, owns more cryptocurrency than he does his 5% in gold. That's right. I have 5% in gold. Crypto for the first time is more than gold for me, and I'm going to keep my gold. I see no reason to sell it. All right. Great that Mr. Wonderful came out and said this. I do like seeing this as well, where it says he still advocates for holding both, as there are two different asset classes and that comparisons between gold and Bitcoin are irrelevant. I actually agree with him. You know, as more people talk about gold, it is like the price doesn't matter. Store value at this point. We know gold is being manipulated. Store value, Bitcoin does do so much more than that. I'm glad Mr. Wonderful is seeing that. So shout out to him for having this more than 5% in crypto. But again, this is stuff that's kind of corny to me. Like, it's about to be 2022. Bitcoin's at 54,000. And he's like, yes, he has laser eyes now. For the first time ever, my crypto exposure is greater than gold. Like, he's making the news headlines. Like, this is the part of crypto and mass adoption that worried me. And that's the narrative. These people will be given the narrative by and large. And no offense, again, I love Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful. I don't think it's his time to talk about crypto yet. I'm glad he just announced it. He's just like, just shut up, bro. Just shut up and do your thing. Manage your portfolio. Like, I don't know. He plans to reach 7% by the year's end, I guess. He's at 6% of his mark. So, like, what is he worth? Let's say on a low end, because he's worth way more than this, right? But let's just say he's worth $100 million. He's saying he's putting 7% into crypto. Like, that's not a lot of money. So to me, I'm not getting excited about this. If anything, I'll get excited if he were to say, hey, I put 50% in crypto. Now you tell me you believe in these projects. Now you tell me you believe in cryptocurrency. But putting 7% in it, I mean, okay, cool, I guess. That means what, 5% is in gold, 7% tops, 6% is in crypto. So let's say you're at a smooth 12% in assets. Like, well, you got maybe 5% in the market, 10% in the market, and you're just hoarding 80% of it, losing money to inflation. Those numbers, though, those are rookie numbers, Kevin. Pump those numbers up, buddy. We'll talk more about you. But again, it's good as a base hit, because at the very least, those people who follow around multimillionaires and billionaires will see him say that, and they say, oh, I guess I'll raise my portfolio to 6% since Kevin O'Leary did it too. Again, it makes no sense to follow the investment strategy or advice of like a billionaire and multimillionaire. But if that's what you do it. Made 5 said Kevin O'Leary been in crypto since 2013. I got to call bullshit on that one. Show me the proof. Please show me the proof. I don't, Made 5. You must, hey, I think Kevin O'Leary got his Finsta account on the Warrior chat right now. Talking about 20. I'll give him a couple years. Yeah, he's been in crypto for a couple years now, and owns a couple of businesses. Yeah, 2 years. That's not. And again, I'm not even giving him 2. I'm 2020. I think that's the first time I saw Kevin O'Leary enter the market, and the market was pumping in 2020. If you can find me evidence before 2020, I would love to see it. But nah, he's not getting a pass right now, folks. Like, don't like. I think this is the third or fourth time we covered him, so we have covered him before. But the 20, somebody said since 20. You tell me Kevin O'Leary been in crypto since 2013. Like, smack yourself. Why would you say that? Yeah. May 5, send me a link. Send me a link, and I will believe it. Send me. I'm looking for the proof, not believing it. Let's see. BK Born Best I Ray said they on the deck of the sinking Titanic, but still trying to rearrange the chairs. Cryptonomics said, do we stream on other platforms? YouTube can't take this much truth. Old school crypto knowledge. It's funny you said it. We don't, but after Facebook and everything went down yesterday, I was thinking about that. I was like, we need to make sure we can just pop up on another platform. I would say right now, the backup plan would just to be put a Zoom link on Twitter. That way everybody can just join the Zoom link, right? We can just boom, record the Zoom and then put it on our website. Like there's workarounds now, but we did think about that as well. Kadeem K said, hyperbole is such an understatement talking about that guy. Let's see. Garrett Myers said, I'm being a nice restaurant, blowing it down too. True story. Before the THC pens became a thing, y'all didn't know what those was. I was bringing them down to Texas early 2016, 2017. I had them things down in Texas at restaurants. People was like, what's that, tobacco? Like, yeah, it's tobacco. Go ahead and serve up that food. Don't worry about what I'm doing over here. Cryptonomics said them sound effects need work. Listen, you already know we need a soundboard here. Don't give me a hard time. All right, it's one man and here talking to a camera. Let's not do it. There we go. Reggie Middleton. What's going on, Reggie? SEC is going after companies arbitrarily. Let's see. Kadeem Riley said there's been no institutional adoption back in March. Let's see. I have a video on YouTube that states otherwise with KL. Ali Peel, thank you for pointing out the obvious. If he's been in crypto since 2013, he will have 70% in crypto. Ali Peel, thank you. You get it. Like that. Listen, May 5, I'm waiting for the proof, but I can tell you now. Do you know how much money? Like Mr. Wonderful has been a 100 millionaire plus for a very long time. So if you got it in 2013, the price point, $10,000, $50,000, like anything. Like, are you kidding me? You know how much money that would be right now? There we go. Now people are saying at least 2017. Oh, here we go. Now it's 2017. Listen, I'm giving them 2020 people. I do this every day. All right. Kadeem said he found an article. Send me the article. I don't want an article of him talking about crypto. I want him being in crypto. Let's make sure we're clear about that. So I'll send the link to the article. You all putting everything else in the chat. Put the link in the chat. I'll check it out. All right. While we're waiting on that, we're going to check out Visa here. Visa's universal payments channel could be huge for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And of course, if you haven't noticed, we're getting this article straight from Crypto Vantage again. They hope to be a free online educational resource for you all when it comes to cryptocurrency. So this was an announcement that was made, of course, a few days ago, but we never actually really covered it on here. So we do want to cover this. Visa's universal payments channel could be huge for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Visa has announced it's developing a universal payments channel for central bank digital currencies and cryptocurrencies, focusing in the latter case from now on stable coins such as USDC. Now, I think this is actually a big reason why we're seeing the pump happen as well, is because Visa is getting involved. Visa is everywhere, right? You always see Visa, but announced last week, the market took this news as a big seal of approval for cryptocurrency sector, with a total cap of all coins expanding from 1.85 trillion on August 30th, when Visa made its announcement, to 2.2 trillion on October 3rd. So again, a lot's been going on with this, but that's represented, and I'm pretty sure they said August 30th. I'm assuming they meant September 30th. But this represents a 19% jump in 3 days, as well as the cryptocurrency market's highest overall value in a month. But Visa plans to create an interoperability channel for crypto and digital currencies, and is arguably the most bullish news of the year for the industry. Visa, of course, the 11th biggest corporation in the world by market cap, and this creation of a payments channel for cryptocurrencies will serve as a massive force in legitimizing and sanitizing, as they say, the sector. Oh my God, these buzzwords I see all the time. At the same time, by like sanitizing the sector, stop it. Why are y'all making me angry every day just by reading some of these words in these articles? At the same time, by creating a big ramp between cryptocurrencies and CBDCs. This is where I think Visa is going to shine. This is where I think every capital company could shine at. So when you come to whether it's Visa, Goldman Sachs, even banks, right? When you're talking about, and they're all scared, Bitcoin's going to replace it. It's like, If you don't want to work with it and you're anti-Bitcoin and crypto as you have been, then yes, it will replace you. If you look for ways to work with it, it will not replace you. You just have to find this whole thing about markets dying. I hate it. Like I really hate it because humans, especially like, and not just in America, everywhere. You see it on whenever we're doing documentaries. If we can't do this, then how will we live? Like markets come and go. We're humans. Figure out the next fucking thing and keep it pushing. So in this sense, when it comes to crypto, I think Visa is on the right track. Right now, the main thing is going to be CBDCs are coming. CBDCs are coming, people. I've seen reports that saying like up to 70% of banks worldwide are working on CBDCs. They are coming. I think CBDCs will not only be the next on-ramp to crypto, but they will be the biggest on-ramp. I think actually banks and governments are about to shoot themselves in the foot with CBDCs because once you have a CBDC, it's over. Now you can just, hey, fuck it, we do swap it to Bitcoin, swap it to Solana, swap it to Dogecoin, to Shiba, whatever, right? You can literally just do that swap. Now, I think, again, Visa and those companies, this on-ramp between crypto and CBDCs, that's where they're going to make their money at. They're going to make their money by making it easy to buy CBDCs, to make it easy for CBDCs to go in different wallets, to do X, Y, and Z. I think that's where they make their money at. And again, they're also talking about using Ethereum as a base layer to kind of create on their blockchain as well. So they're doing a lot of stuff. They're looking for interoperability, as you can see here. They're saying think of it as a universal adapter among blockchains, allowing central banks, businesses, and consumers to seamlessly exchange value, no matter the form of the currency, wrote Catherine Gu, Visa's global CBDC product lead. Now, I will say, I think this is a good way to attack it. I think Visa will do very well with this plan. However, I don't think it's going to last as long as I think. I think this is a 7 to 10 year plan and another 10 years max. It might even be shorter than that. It might be 5 to 7 years. They'll have to redo their game plan again, because essentially what's going to happen is this game plan is all about onboarding people, right? What happens when 80% of the people are onboarded, or at least the 60 to 80% you want? Because let's be clear, banks, Visa, all these companies, they don't want everybody. They don't want the poor people. Let's not forget that. They don't want retail. They want institutional. So after they onboard everyone, then that part of the business will be dead, essentially. And that's what this is really about, onboarding for the first half. And then, as I said, the interoperability. I think that would be a lot more difficult than they foresee. For one, the developers you're going to have to hire and the skills that they need, like it's going to be a lot more difficult when you talk about interoperability. That's what everyone's trying to figure out. Chainlink, some other like cross-chain thing. Like everyone's trying to figure out interoperability. Sounds easy. It is very difficult to do in the technical sense. Not saying it's impossible. It will just take time. So the front end, I think their first part, they'll be good for the next 7 years, as it's about onboarding people. And then hopefully in the next 7 years, they'll build up their structure to where they can do something as far as interoperability. Maybe then they'll be ready for it. But right now it's super early. And they're already saying that, hey, this development is a new concept in solving the problem of blockchain operability. So they're even saying, hey, we know it's early. We're not going to do this now. But again, shout out to Visa again for not pushing back any longer and for moving forward. You can only love that again. Let's see. Let me scroll up, because I'm scrolling up looking for links. Everybody kept saying Kevin O'Leary 2013. I'm scrolling up, not seeing no links. But I'll wait. Let's see. Okay, Made 5 said, I'm not saying he's been a huge investor in crypto, but he's been in on the low. He came on the news back in the day. I'm pushing back still. I'm pushing, because here's the reason why I'm pushing back. Unless he was, and he's just really playing that tax game, and he's like, yo, we won't know until the Pandora papers are fully read through, right? Like then you see his name. But seriously, unless it's for tax purposes, I'm trying to give you all the idea of a price point. Like in 2013, Bitcoin was less than $1. You're talking about a multi-millionaire with hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions. Unless he only put in a $5,000 investment. Like, do you understand what I'm telling you? Like, if he put in any amount of money, as far as like people, I can cough out 10K on a project if I want. You tell me Mr. Wonderful can't cough out 10, 15K. So let's say he did 10K on Bitcoin in 2013. What is that worth right now? Like, that is an obscene amount of money right now. That's why I'm not believing it. I have to see further evidence. I'm sorry. I have to see further evidence. But I feel y'all. I feel what you're coming. I see what you're saying. Well, I'm gonna check out the articles, but I get it. I think he was just talking about it then. And he definitely was not for it then, because again, you would look like anyone who's in it in 2013 looks like a fucking genius right now. Like, who want to hide that level of genius, right? Anybody who's been in any of these projects that's taken off and exploded looks like a genius, and no one hides it. So I don't know, but I'm always open to be corrected for sure. Leroy Forrest said, "Gotta sanitize the sector, King. Don't want crypto to catch a Rona." Yeah, I'm gonna have to holler at Crypto Vantage about that. Whoever wrote "Gotta sanitize the sector," like, that wasn't the best way to describe things. Like, no, this we need to sanitize the regular sector. That's what Bitcoin is here to do. It's here to be transparent. Kadeem says that, like I said, Kevin be capping. I didn't see the links, Kadeem. You got to resend them if you send them. I didn't see the links. All right, let's see a couple more comments we get out here. Selfish God says, so do you think Bitcoin against the Fed coins would be like Uber versus taxis, meaning they both will coexist? Yes. Actually, yes. I guess you can put it like that. They definitely have to coexist on the front end. In the next 10 years, they have to coexist because that's going to be the on-ramp. That literally will be the easiest on-ramp when the United States says we're not doing cash and fiat anymore. Now you only have digital dollars. And now you're essentially like with cash, no matter if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, that's less time you're spending online. With a digital dollar, that's more time you're spending online. It's only so long before you're doing some digital dollar, how to send and receive. And then the next thing that pops up is how to send and receive Bitcoin, or how to buy Bitcoin, your digital dollar. And then the rabbit hole begins. So I think it will work together as well. All right, Zay in the comment section, what's up, Bitcoin Zay? Zay, don't forget tonight, we need to be at Crenshaw, buddy. It's on the calendar. I will remind you again later. Zay says sanitize the banks. Melissa M said, O'Leary probably got in when Bitcoin bounced back after Jamie Dimon denounced it and made profit in 2016. You know what? I'm gonna do the quick research right now, but before we end the show, I want to again say thank you to Crypto Vantage for sponsoring today's show. If you're listening, you can check them out at cryptovantage.com, free educational news resource. Again, for those who are on the fence about buying the masterclass or if it's too expensive, this is why we have partnered with Crypto Vantage, so we can give you a free resource. You can buy the masterclass, get everything straight to the point, or you can check out websites like this. You can see here, learn history of crypto. What is blockchain? Setting up crypto wallets, trading crypto basics. What is DeFi? They talk about the best wallets they like. They review wallets here. Exchanges, the best exchanges. They review exchanges, buying, how to buy, where to buy, different coins, the best lending apps, the best tax software. I know you all are always asking about tax software. Maybe we'll pull up one of these articles this week as well. The best banking app. So all these questions you have about some of the new things that's going on, Crypto Vantage wants to be your resource. Of course, if you want to get that straight to the point guidance, you can also check out the masterclass, but this is the free way to do it. All right, last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up, I want to check out this Mr. O'Leary, Kevin O'Leary. When did he enter crypto? Let's see, I would say crypto 2013. I'm just looking for an article. Man-made sound said, gave both my kids 100,000 sats. They were giddy. There we go. Let's see. DJ. Oh, we got to get that food. Yes, talking about food. Garrett Myers said, I don't think Bitcoin hit $300 in 2013. I could be wrong. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm pretty sure the price of, let's see, Bitcoin price 2013. Let's check it out. There's easy ways to do all this, folks. We're just about to pull it up. Here it is. Let's look at this. I'm seeing estimates as low as 30 cents right now. Let me see. Bitcoin price chart and tables. Here we go. Bitcoin 2013. I'm gonna pull this up for you all. We'll just take a quick peek, figure this out as a team. What's happening around these parts of the world? Let's see. There it is. All right, Bitcoin 2013. So we're looking at about $196 at the beginning of 2013, or excuse me, at the end of 2013, $196. So let's say 200 bucks, right? 200 bucks, 10K, and right now is at 54,000. Like, you do the math. I don't think he would have kept that a secret. That's my thoughts on it. But let's go ahead and let me look up the Kevin O'Leary actual articles. All right. They did say he praised it in 2013. I do see that. Let's see. Is Kevin O'Leary bluffing? He lauded Bitcoin in 2013. All right, here we go. Here are some articles. Controversy. Shark takes Kevin O'Leary bashes Bitcoin after saying it was here to stay back in 2013. All right. Going back to 2013, however, it appears that his position was very different, as investors said then that Bitcoin was here to stay and that no bank can control it. Right? All right, he said that, but did he buy any? Did he buy any? That is the question. I would say he probably didn't, because he said, I ignore everything before it hits the $1 billion in market cap. That happened recently with Bitcoin, well over $1 billion here to stay. Owner of the hard assets are willing to take Bitcoin. This is here to stay. That's what's going to happen. No central bank can control it. All right. What's even more interesting, they said he was willing to take 2 to 3% of his basket and put it into Bitcoin. Whether that happened or not, however, is unknown. So again, I'm standing strong in my position, because as of recently, a year or so ago, was the first time he came out and said he owned Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So that's my thought on it. You have to also remember, with some of these articles, just because you say it's a cool thing, or is it like you said it, but you're not doing nothing with it. That's like, yeah, I really like this president. I think, or I like this presidential candidate. I think this is the next best thing. I think he'll be good for America. It's like, did you vote for him? Oh, no, I ain't vote. What are you talking about then? It doesn't matter. So this is the same thing. It's like, he liked it. He talked good about it. And that's because it's new technology. And again, I go back to how I fell in love with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is they told me about it. I read the white paper, understood it. This is the future. I get it. So someone as astute as him, I would feel like he'd do the same thing. Hear about it, read the white paper, and be like, oh, this is here to stay. It is what it is. So just because he said that doesn't mean he invested in it. So I need to see some investment articles. I'm still standing strong on that one for right now. And just to inform you, said there's no way in hell he bought 10K in 2013. That's my point, people. I was watching, like, I'm not going to say the exact year Shark Tank came out. I've been watching Shark Tank for forever, for however long it was. Kevin O'Leary has been a multi-millionaire, not a billionaire, for forever. I said 10K as a base. I'm almost certain he's putting more than 10K in investments, especially when he's saying they're the future of the planet, right? So if you really believe in it, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Other than that, that's the show for today, folks. I did go off on some tangents. The government had me turned up per usual, but make sure you smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow with some more crypto news. Cheers. Hey, really quick, Bitcoin Zay, I love you put this comment. I remember that. Bitcoin Zay said, King and I met a dude who said he was in Bitcoin since 2007. That is a true story. And we both let it go with a straight face. He was telling us how long he was in Bitcoin. He said, I started buying in 2007, 2008, sometime like that. He's talking about all the stuff he did in space. And we were just like, bet, that's what's up. That's what's up. So people do say some crazy years. It doesn't mean it's always true. Other than that, smash out.